Hi, Jordan.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You look so festive with your tree
Oh,
and the candle, the stockings.
you look cozy too. I love that scarf.
Thank you. It's actually one of the few I've crocheted over the years.
No way. I didn't know
Yeah,
you crocheted.
yeah. I don't do it as much as I used to, but it was fun back then, just nimble dexterity. But but I should probably pick up the hobby again. It's been a while, but yeah.
That's so fun. I am so excited. I don't know why, but out of all of the chats that we've done, for some reason, I'm the most excited about this one. And I think it's because I just love Christmas so much
Mhm.
and just the coziness. And yeah, this is going to be an exciting chat for sure.
I know. I've been really looking forward to this one too, for all the same reasons. Yeah, there's just something so like magical about this time of year. And I
Mhm.
really love like specifically looking outside at nighttime and just seeing all of like the neighborhood come alive with lights and especially if you're driving, see through people's houses and see the trees. I'm like, oh, it just feels like everything's alive, even though it's like slowly dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really special for sure.
Mhm.
Well, we have a lot to talk about in this chat. So why don't we just get started?
Good.
Yeah, we had an exciting last couple of weeks, Alyssa. What did we do?
Yes, we really did. We went to Gordon College for their Christmas marketplace, and I think this is the first time for both of us, right? Because
Mhm.
you didn't go last year. Same for me. So this was a whole new experience. We went to Gordon College's campus, and it was all lit up and beautiful. And yeah, so we just sold our books, which was so fun. Which was kind of like we did it in October too. So few months later, um, just a whole different atmosphere. Definitely felt a little different because we weren't outside, we are inside, and just I don't know, the Christmas music playing and hot chocolate. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Tables were closer this time, so we could actually see each other. It was, I think, one of my favorite parts of the night was looking over and just waving at you. And then seeing you signing books for people was really fun. And just, I could just see how excited you were to be talking to the people who were buying your books. So that was really fun. And then watching people walk by my table or the other tables and seeing them holding your book, I was like, that's my friend. I was just so proud of you.
That's so sweet. Thank you, Jordan. I mean, I know you were like behind me, but I snuck a few glances behind me to see you. And I was like, oh my gosh. There were like every time I looked back there was always someone at your table and you looked so cute.
Oh, thank
Selling
you.
your book. And I saw a lot of people walking around with yours too. And
Oh,
it was really great. So it's just nice that we can do this together and
yeah.
like,
What a
what
fun event.
totally. And what a better time of the year to sell marzipan too. I mean, this is marzipan's time to shine. And
It
um
really is. You hear
yeah.
that, Marzipan? It's your time to shine.
Oh, there
She's
she
sleeping.
is, the little fluffy nugget.
Yeah. Something also exciting that happened in the last month, totally unrelated, but Alyssa, you got me hooked on Nancy Drew. Well, okay, so growing up, I loved reading the Nancy Drew books. I read a few of them, but you, I know, collect all of them, the original Yellow Flashlight cover books.
Mhm.
And we started going to used bookstores together a few months ago, and I slowly started collecting them. And in the last couple weeks, I've collected like half of them. So I think there's how many total?
Um,
60.
64 of the yellow ones.
Yeah, I think I have 30 something, which is so exciting. It's like
It's
Christmas morning.
I know it's actually like I am so shocked that you have that many already because you have only been collecting them for like maybe over a little over a month and a half,
Yeah,
maybe three. I don't know how long it's been.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm just like so amazed. I get so excited.
And it's not even, I've only been in a few different used bookstores. It's not like I'm traveling all over the place looking for them. They were just there. And I went to a place like 45 minutes away from where I live the other day, and they had, I think I got a solid 12 or 15 books. They just happened to have the ones that I needed. It was great.
I think actually that's the same place I got all those for you too.
Hmm.
And
When I came,
I got you 13.
oh
Like
my goodness.
13 books, not number 13.
Yeah, that's so funny. How many more do you need?
I only need 4.
Ah, that's so exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of unreal. It's funny because I've had at least maybe 30 for ever since I was 10. And I was like, oh, like whatever. I just had that amount. And it wasn't until this year I was like, I really want to collect all of them. So then I started to get more serious about it, and people have been so gracious and helpful, just to go looking for me. Um, and yeah, so I know Jordan, you've helped me. Thank you so much. And let me see if I can remember, like, little shout out to all you who helped me. I think it was Erin, Cheyenne, and Renee, and I don't know who else. Forgive me if I forget your name, but thank you.
So
It,
fun.
it's so fun. So, so fun. Yeah, and hopefully one day we'll all, have the complete collection. I will say though that anything after 55 or 56, I think it's after 56, 57 through 64, um, are really hard to find because
Mm.
only printed, I think, twice, and
Oh.
therefore a little pricey if you encounter them. So if you find them like randomly, like snag it, grab it, and like don't look back. Well, don't steal it, but
Just run.
yeah. Yeah, so those are those are tricky.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yep.
Well, we also did something fun on our Instagram. We asked all of you this or that Christmassy related questions, and it was really interesting seeing the responses. So I asked 5 questions, I think, and you, Alyssa, asked 5.
Mhm.
So we can share those results and also ask each other what you prefer.
Great.
Do you want to go first
Sure.
with your
Let me just
questions?
yes, let me just pull mine up.
All
Okay.
right.
I have mine here. Um, so the first question, Jordan, do you prefer white lights or colored lights?
I think white lights. Yeah.
Okay.
What
Me
about
too.
you?
Me too. Yeah. And actually 65% of Instagram said white lights and
Hmm,
35% said colored lights. So
interesting.
I know. Do you want to do one of
Yeah.
yours?
Yeah,
Perfect.
sure.
Okay.
So, Alyssa, hot chocolate or eggnog?
Oh, hot chocolate all the way. I'm sorry. I've been having to suffer through my husband drinking hot chocolate for the past not hot chocolate, eggnog for the past 3 weeks. I mean, it doesn't do anything to me, but just the idea of eggnog just freaks me out a little bit. No
Really?
offense to anyone who likes it. I don't know what it is. Um,
So, I love it. Sorry, I interrupted you. I love eggnog. And as of a few years ago, I'm lactose intolerant now, and so I can't drink it. And
oh,
so, yeah, if you ask me like what my top 3 favorite drinks are, eggnog is on that list. I miss it so much. I've gotten eggnog substitutes like the almond milk one, and it just isn't the same. So hopefully one day I can enjoy it again.
I am so sorry, and here I am calling it disgusting.
Oh, it's okay. Well, 13% of people like eggnog and 87% of you preferred hot chocolate. So maybe you all think the same thing about eggnog.
Oh, I'm so sorry about the lactose intolerance. So that's
Ugh,
awful, truly awful.
it is.
Oh, okay. Jordan, do you prefer traditions or making new memories during Christmas
I
time?
I like both, but I prefer the traditions. There's something just really special about, oh, we did this when I was 5. Let's continue the tradition. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I would say the same for me. And actually, 81% of Instagram said the same thing, traditions, and
Hmm,
only 19% said new memories.
interesting.
Mm.
Well, do you prefer artificial tree or a real tree?
So I would say artificial tree just because I've always grown up with one. I am terrified of house fires. Not to say that real trees will always do that. I feel like I'm like saying all these negative things, but log house fires. No, but really, I would love a real tree. I've just never had one. I don't know why, but maybe one day, one year we'll get one. For now, it's just really easy just to throw up the artificial one with, the lights are already on it.
Mhm.
It's fun.
It's
I like,
more cost
yeah,
effective.
yeah, and I like fluffing out the branches and, that it, I'm used to that and I enjoy that. But what about you?
Growing up, we always had a real tree because my grandparents would grow them in their backyard. But then when my youngest brother was born, he had bad asthma. So then we started getting a fake tree. But because I grew up with a real tree, there's no going back, I feel like, once you get real trees because of the smell. And so I prefer real trees. And actually, Instagram was very tight on this. 52% said real tree. So it was very close.
Oh, okay. Well, and you have a real one behind you, right? It
I
looks real.
do. Yes. We went for a vintagey theme this year. Last year we did a white silvery theme. But this year we did like more reds and golds. So it's fun changing it up a little bit.
It's so pretty. I love that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Snowmen or snow angels, if you were to make one.
Hmm. Oh, I think snow angels are prettier, but you just do it and then it's over in 5 seconds. So I would say snowmen because of the
Okay.
joy of building one. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I think I would say snowmen too. Yeah. And 74% of people said snowmen as well. Only
Oh, interesting.
26% said snow angels. So, mhm.
Mm. Okay. Modern Christmas movies like Home Alone, The Grinch, the new Grinch, or classic Christmas movies like White Christmas and A Christmas Story.
It's hard because I'm such an old soul and I always prefer older things versus newer things. But Home Alone is like one of my favorite Christmas movies ever. So I would, in this case, I'd probably say modern. Um, Probably because I've seen more modern Christmas movies than I have the vintage, like older ones. But what about you?
Oh, I'm tied too because my two favorite Christmas movies are the Jim Carrey Grinch, which I know is an unpopular opinion,
I
and
love that one too.
oh, I quote it all year
It's
long.
so
It's
good.
so funny.
The best.
But I also love Christmas. Like the dancing scenes are just amazing. I was a dancer, so I just love the choreography in that movie. But Instagram was also really tied.
Hmm,
56% said classic Christmas movies.
that's good to know. It's hard. There's so many good ones. It's really,
There
really hard.
really are.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right, what's
Um,
next?
okay. Are you an early shopper or a late shopper?
Normally, I'm an early shopper. Like before Thanksgiving, I'll normally have all my Christmas shopping done. But I started a new job last month. And so, anyways, I'm still shopping right now. So, but I prefer early shopping. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I prefer early shopping because I get really stressed otherwise. I'm like, oh no, if I order things online, will they come in on time? Blah blah blah. But I guess I don't know how early is early and how late is late because I usually start after Thanksgiving. So I don't know if that's late.
Mhm.
But I usually do like the first 2 weeks, like after Thanksgiving, and then I'm kind of done. And then I'll just pick things up if I think of it. So I'm already done right now. I'm pretty sure. I think I
Oh,
already.
that's great.
Yeah, but that's like the magic of ordering online. So, um, but yeah. So I think, do you
What
have
did
an next?
Instagram say?
Oh, sorry, I forgot I didn't do that.
That's
And
okay.
early shopper was 53% and late shopper was 47. So kind
Mm,
of close.
close.
Very
The
close.
last this or that question I have, All I Want for Christmas Is You or Last Christmas. I don't think you like either of those songs, right? Or do you?
I cannot stand the song Last Christmas. I'll be honest and say I really don't like it, especially when they whisper the word special, like give it to someone special, right?
Oh,
Don't they do that?
in the second verse, they go, Happy Christmas,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like, I'll give it to someone special. I'm
Oh,
like,
you're
ooh.
right.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
it just like makes me like, I'm sorry. I feel like I probably made you guys cringe if you heard that, but I like, I don't know. It just makes me really uncomfortable. Um, and then what was the other one? All I Want for
What for
Christmas.
Christmas is you.
Okay, I don't mind that one as much. So I would choose that one.
Hmm.
What about you?
I enjoy both of those songs. I wouldn't say I love either one of them. I think those whenever singers come out with Christmas albums, it always annoys me when I see that they cover one of those songs because I'm like, ah, another cover. But I think if I could choose between them, I would choose Mariah Carey over Last Christmas. And actually, 52% prefer Last Christmas over Mariah Carey. So it was very close.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe this conversation will change their minds.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Okay.
Gosh.
The last question I have for you, Christmas hymns or modern Christmas songs? I think I already know. But
Oh, I don't know. I really like them both. I love Joy to the World and Hark the Herald Angels Sing, but I also really love the commercial side of Christmas too, like Winter Wonderland and Let It Snow. I don't know. I'm really tied with that one.
mhm. Yeah, it is definitely a hard one. There's so many, like just like the movies are, what did we talk about? Just like were we talking about I don't know, there's just so many different, I don't know, what were we talking about earlier? Um, I don't know.
Modern and
Yeah,
modern
yeah,
and
yeah.
classic. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like with Christmas, I feel like you get two sides, the old fashioned, the modern stuff all the time. It's really hard to choose. I definitely, I think because I'm an old soul, I lean toward the hymns. Um, yeah, because I think my favorite is I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day.
I love that song.
So good. Yeah, and then like just so yeah. But I agree with you. All those other like Winter Wonderland, like they're just so fun. But it was almost unanimous for Instagram. 87% prefer Christmas hymns.
Wow.
I know, it's shocked.
I'm not that surprised because
Hmm.
a lot of Christians follow us. So I feel like that checks out.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
And I
I
love a
know.
good Christmas hymn too. Yes.
Yes.
Well, we also had some bonus questions just for ha-has. What is the worst Christmas song? Now, the worst Christmas songs, I think, are Santa Baby, the Chipmunk song, and I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Oh,
What do you say?
mm. I'm drinking hot chocolate, by the way. Sorry, I'm like always
It's
in
so
my mug.
cute.
Um, Santa Baby for sure. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus for sure. That song is so sad from the child's perspective. I just don't like
It
that.
is.
It's like really, yeah, really sad. I also don't like Last Christmas, which we talked about. And I was just thinking about like the the song Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer doesn't make sense to me. Because I'm thinking like, why would the grandmother be walking home by herself without the grandfather? Why wasn't the grandfather also run over? Why were they just watching this happen? I don't know. I was literally trying to dissect it. There's probably no rhyme or reason to it, but I don't really like it.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Everybody's responses made me laugh. So unanimously, most people said Santa Baby. But then some other answers, Dominic the Donkey, Baby, It's Cold Outside,
Hmm.
Last Christmas, Jingle Bell Rock, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh.
I always think of Mean Girls when I hear Jingle Bell Rock. All I Want
Yes.
for Christmas Is You, the Chipmunk song, I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, and someone said it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, which is kind of funny too.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
More you know.
Yeah. What was your bonus question?
Worst Christmas movies. Do
I
you have an answer for that?
do. So one of the very first dates that my now husband and I ever had, we watched It Happened on Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
And it's a really old Christmas movie. I think the premise of it is it's black and white, and this homeless guy, I could totally be getting it wrong, but what I remember is a homeless guy broke into this rich person's mansion and like celebrated Christmas. And it was just bad. I didn't like it. I'm like, what out of all the Christmas movies we could have watched, this is the one he chose. And there's one with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he's trying to get his son like an action figure doll, Jingle All the
Yes.
Way.
Yep.
I did not like that movie.
Yep.
What about you?
Um, yeah. Honestly, I am so bad when it comes to like movies. I just never turn the TV on. I'm trying to remember what I've watched because I've definitely watched a lot of movies, but my memory is also pretty bad. I can tell you all the ones I really like. I just can't remember the ones I don't like. Um, hmm, yeah, I would have to say probably Jingle All the Way because I have seen that one. It just kind of didn't, yeah, it just didn't hit all the points, I guess. Or, I will say I have seen Home Alone 3 and 4,
Oh,
and those aren't good.
no.
Yeah, but they're just I just feel like sometimes there's just a time you just need to stop, and they
Yep,
didn't stop. So
I
it just
agree.
yeah, so I probably would say those. Um and so these are what some people submitted. The
So
night
interested.
I know, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh,
That movie was literally torture.
I do not like that one either.
Yeah, it was a little really kind of creepy. Um A Cinderella Christmas featuring the
Ooh.
iconic Chris Masquerade. Christ. Oh, it says Christ. It said Christ. Okay. Christ Masquerade or Chris if it's Christmas. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. Um, but I think the live action Grinch. I think
Oh.
that's what we really like. Um, Noel. I don't think I've heard of that one.
Oh, that came out on Netflix, and I agree. It fell flat.
Okay. Elf.
Ooh.
Yep. Two people said Elf. Um, Castle for Christmas. I don't think I've heard of that one.
Okay.
It happened on Fifth Avenue or Jingle All the Way. Yep.
That was me, I guess.
Yep. Every Home Alone after the two, so all the sequels, which I just said I agree. Another Elf and A Christmas Story because it's so boring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Brutal
yeah,
opinions.
I know, but you know what?
It
Makes the world go around, you know?
does. Oh, that's so fun. Well, how are we doing on time? I know we
I'm
have
trying to
40 minutes
see.
max.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
we've been on for about 20, I think.
yeah, so I think we have about, I would say probably 15, 20 minutes left. So I think we can have plenty of time to talk about our next little section. But I want to jump in real quick first and say something. Um, so all of you, all of you know already that Jordan wrote this wonderful book, Marzipan's First Christmas. So proud of her. Jordan, you're wonderful. Um, I reread this again last night, probably for the third or fourth time. I honestly can't remember because I know I read it before it was even published. But second time officially in like a published format. I read it out loud to my husband by the light of the Christmas tree. As I read aloud, I told him to sit down on the couch and just listen and look at the pictures, and he did, and he loved it. Um, and I have to say, reading it out loud was a totally different experience than just reading it
Aw.
like just by myself because I felt like, wow, I really engaged with the rhyme more, and it just felt like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, I just realize again and again just how proud I am of you, how beautiful this story is. It's so, so good. And it's so cute. And yeah, I don't know. It almost brought me to tears. I was like, this is just so
Oh.
precious. So this is a little PSA, everyone. If you haven't ordered Marzipan's First Christmas, please do and support Jordan because this book is like hands down one of the best Christmas children's books out there.
Aw.
So good. So
Thank you.
yeah.
That means so much. Yeah, I had my first read aloud of the book last week as well. And you're right. That was my first time actually reading it aloud to a group of people. And it was a totally different experience than just sitting there. It felt really surreal. So that was such a gift. But thank you.
You're
That's so
welcome.
kind of you.
Ugh,
It's on Amazon and you're watching this on December 13th. And so it should be able to get to you before Christmas if you ordered.
yay. Yes, please do yourself a favor and get one.
Marzi is still asleep, but I'll show you her again really quick. Oh, she's
Oh,
stretching.
Yay! She heard her name.
All right. Should we get started on some of our
Yes.
favorite Christmas books?
Perfect. Jordan, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so since we're on the picture book train, I'll start with a picture book. So my husband got me this for Christmas last year. It's called, oh, you can't really see it. It's a little dark. Mouse's Christmas Gift. And it's so cute. It's about this little mouse who finds out that the pastor is sick, and he's like, oh no, we can't have a Christmas service. And so he basically runs the Christmas service, and it's just really precious. It's by Mindy Baker. Mouse's first Mouse's first Christmas. Mouse's Christmas Gift. I'm still in marzipan mode.
That's so cute. I have a really big soft spot for small woodland creatures, so I feel like I need to get my hands on that. But speaking of children's books, you guys already know I love Marzipan, but another one, this is written like a children's book, and I've read it earlier this year, but it's called The Gift of the Magi. It's kind of hard to see with but it's about a married couple, and they are poor, and they're trying to figure out what gifts to give each other for Christmas. And it's really sweet and very self-sacrificing and kind of funny and humorous and a kind of sad way, but like really like charming. And the illustrations are beautiful by PJ Lynch, and this is written by O. Henry. And yeah, it's just like a classic. And I know Amanda Dykes referenced this book in one of her short stories that she wrote. So that's what kind
Oh,
of
cool.
yeah, it's what prompted me to actually read it. So, and it was really worth it.
Fun. Sorry, like I got excited when you said Amanda Dykes. We interviewed Amanda a few months ago. So if you haven't watched that video, go back through our videos and check out that interview. It was a lot of fun. It was a delight to have her on Books and Bindings. Another children's book I have is by my friend Joan Cladle Creamer. She has a whole series called The Magic Scepter, and this one is called The Legend of Blue Santa Claus, and it's an origin story of her version of Santa Claus. And each one of the books that she has written involves this magic scepter. So these characters from different holidays like Easter, Halloween, they use this magic scepter in order to create a little magic and bring joy to children's lives. So this is a really special book.
I love that. That's really pretty and really cool too. I remember you showed me that she has a lot of other ones too.
Yeah.
That's
She's
really
the one who really encouraged me in my self-publishing journey. And yeah, a lot of the inspiration behind, actually, I don't think I've ever talked about this, but yeah, she's just very creative with the way that she would personalize her books to kids. So if you received a pre-ordered copy, you noticed that Marzipan signed it herself. And that was an idea I got from Joan. So she is a special person in my life.
so cute. Do you mind if I show
Marzipan?
Marzipan?
Oh, please do.
So if you see, there's Marzipan's little footprint in her name.
It took a long time to train her to do that, to write her name.
Smart bunny. That's all I got. Okay. This is kind of in a children's vein as well. The J.R.R. Tolkien's letters from Father Christmas. I just read this for the first time. I've had it for like, did you get this for me, Jordan? Why do I feel like you did? Yeah, you did.
Last
Okay.
year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, it feels like a Jordan book. I'm pretty sure you gave it to me. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't read it last year. I don't know. I've been getting so much better recently about reading books on my shelf that I haven't read yet. I'm just really determined to do that. This is one of my favorite. It's so good. Basically, it's J.R.R. Tolkien wrote letters to his children from the perspective of a guy named Father Christmas. So it's like he's like Santa Claus, and just creates all these like scenarios and situations. It's just really sweet and really creative and really cute. And it's funny thinking about the man who wrote Lord of the Rings writing this as well.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, it's just great. So I highly recommend that.
That's great. All right, we have about 10 minutes, so let's speed through these. Awesome. So I'm going to move on to my favorite Christmas chapter books. So I love the Samantha's Surprise and Felicity's Surprise by Valerie Tripp from the American Girl collection. I had these two dolls growing up. I still have them. And every time Christmas would come around, I always had to read these two books because they're just so special. They had illustrations throughout them. The stories are really sweet and innocent and just charming. And I love how they're just from different periods in history too. So just seeing how they celebrated Christmas in the past was really fun.
I always loved those books growing up. That's great. I don't have any like that age group, but I have like thin novellas, so they're kind of the same length. But I have Christmas in Love by Karen Thornell, who actually she is republishing this with a different cover and it's a little bigger. She's kind of tweaked it a bit, but it's really good, really cute, and I can't wait to read her new version of this. And then I also, oh, and it's I think it's like a romantic comedy, Christmas romantic comedy, but not as much comedy, but just kind of like a sweet romance. Um, and then this one by Amanda Dykes, Bespoke. It's another short, like a historical fiction with a little bit of romance as well. Really cute, sweet, about a lot of like musical themes as well. Just really, really good. Amanda Dykes, can't go wrong with her.
I am so excited to read her new book.
Me too. I have it on my
Yeah,
shelf, just ready to go.
it's on my wish list. It's on my wish list.
Oh, so good.
So these are kind of classic-y type books. A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I love reading this every year. This is one of my favorites. I'm not a huge fan actually of Charles Dickens writing, but I love this book. So I always read this every year. And then Christmas with Anne and Other Holiday Stories by L.M. Montgomery. She wrote the Anne of Green Gables series. I just finished reading this. It's so precious. It's about 15, 16 different short stories. Two of them are directly from the Anne of Green Gables series, and then the others are ones that I believe were all published in journals. So the cheesiness is laid on thick, but they're just really heartwarming and sweet. So I recommend this, adding this to your collection.
Oh, so I love that. Very sweet. I also have a Christmas Carol as well. I have a very old edition, but I enjoy this, and I love Dickens. Probably because he's very verbose, and I struggle with verbosity, whatever, myself. So I enjoy him. And I'm also currently reading Mr. Dickens and his Carol.
Ooh.
Which is I love the style of how it's written. And it's funny that you say you don't like Dickens, but you like A Christmas Carol, because it's basically what this is about. Basically, this takes the story of Charles Dickens, who is struggling financially because people don't want to read his stories. So they're saying, you need to write a Christmas story. And he's like, no, I don't want to. And so this is basically how A Christmas Carol came to be. So I'm not really sure if it's accurate yet. It might be. I hope it is accurate, but it's really fun. I'm enjoying it.
That sounds really good. I've seen that circulating around, so I want to get my hands on that at some point. This next one has a special place in my heart. So my husband and I went to a thrift store last week, and I almost cried when I saw this on the shelf. It's Christmas Bedtime Stories. It's not one particular author, but my sister and I had this when we were little, and it's a super obscure book. I've literally never seen it in a bookstore or anywhere else. And it was at this thrift store, and it's just a bunch of different stories. And I was flipping through the illustrations, and just it took me back to all the memories of reading this. I cannot wait to read this year. So super excited about this one.
That's so precious. I love that.
What a random find, but it was
amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I love thrift stores, honestly. Yeah. I'm gonna jump into my TBR that I haven't read yet. This is A Hopeful Christmas. It's a Regency romance collection by a lot of authors I love. Annika Walker, Sean Bessie, Carla Kelly, and Krista Lynn Jensen. So I'm excited about this. And then another one is Once Upon a Wardrobe. And this is kind of about C.S. Lewis and Narnia, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm just going to throw this last one in there real quick. And I'm currently reading Emmanuel by Ruth, which is like just a daily, like an Advent leading up to Christmas. So I'm really excited to actually finish this, but it's really good so far.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I have two TBRs as well, but I'll share my last favorite Christmas book.
Perfect.
I love Jeannie B. Jones, and I grew up reading this book, Jeannie B. First Grader, Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, P.S. So Does May. This book, like all of the other Jeannie B. Jones books, hilarious, highly recommend.
So good.
And then my two TBR. So I'm halfway through this one. This is a Nancy Drew Diaries book. So it's not one of the original Flashlight books, but it's called A Nancy Drew Christmas. I'm not loving this so far. It doesn't have the same charm that the original books had. And it actually has a lot of like political agenda stuff in it too, which just turns me off. I read to escape, not to be reminded of everything going on in the world. So a little bit disappointed so far, but I'm appreciating the story.
Okay.
Besides
It's good
that.
to know.
And then I found this for $2 at a bookstore. Winter in Paradise by Ellen Hilderbrand. This sticker, I wish that this wasn't on there.
Oh, Gooby Gone or something.
I know, it's the worst. It sounds really good. The reason why I got it is because it takes place on St. John, and my husband and I went to St. Thomas on our honeymoon. I like Ellen Hildebrand. Sometimes her stuff is a little inappropriate, so I'll just use discernment as I read this, and if it's too steamy, then I will put it away, but I'm excited to give it a try.
That's great. Yeah, there's just so many good Christmas books out there. I know I've read some recently that are been so fun, so great. Um, I wish that like there wasn't as much language in some of the books that I think I've read recently. Um, Chelsea is awesome. Chelsea Bobulski. She wrote All I Want for Christmas Is in the series. Such a good, so great. Highly recommend. However, just be aware that there is some language. So but yeah, really good. That's kind of the last thing I would toss up into. They're just ebooks. I don't own them, the physical copy, but there's just so many good reads out there. So much like just I don't know. Christmas is just so magical, you know? With so many good stories.
Tell us your favorite Christmas books in the comments. And to close off our December chat, what are your Christmas plans?
Yes, we'd love to know. We'd love to know what you do, what you are looking forward to, traditions that you might have. Where you maybe you're going on vacation or maybe you're staying home. Do you prefer a white Christmas or a green Christmas?
Ooh, that
Just
should have been our this or that.
yeah, actually, maybe let us know down below.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, we made it
this
in
was,
time to spare.
yes, this was so good as always. I hope you have the merriest of Christmases.
You too, Jordan. Thank you so much. I always love doing this with you.
Me too. I'm excited for 2023 and what's in store for books and bindings next year. It's exciting.
Revamped all the way.
Maybe we'll have a theme song.
Ooh, a little jingle.
Oh my gosh.
We'll see.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Well, have a great Christmas, everyone. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.